We're about to watch the most beautiful sunrise we've ever seen, but Cappadocia is not only hot air balloons. There is so much more to this area of Turkey.
Cappadocia is filled with caves made from dry lava that have stood firm for thousands of years. And today, we're going to take you with us, not just to show you Cappadocia, but also to stay in a hotel built into one of these caves.
In this vlog, you'll see how to get to Cappadocia, what there is to do here, and even the best restaurants we discovered. Let's get started.
Today we are flying to Cappadocia. I'm really excited because this destination has been on my bucket list for years. So the expectations are really high. Let's see if this place is worth the hype. The most common way of getting to Cappadocia is flying from Istanbul to Nevşehir Airport and then booking a transfer from there to the main town. The flight is only about an hour and 20 minutes and the drive from the airport is also less than an hour.
When we finally arrived at Göreme, we could not believe our eyes. The whole town was immersed in between rocks, and our hotel looked like it was taken out of a fairy tale.
Oh my god! We have made it to our hotel in Cappadocia and it's incredible!
It's so unique and our room has some cool features, really cool.
Basically, it's a cave hotel, which if you come to one of the towns in Cappadocia, you'll see that most hotels are cave hotels and they are so much cooler than I thought they would be.
And it's time for us to go to sleep because we have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to make sure we get to see the famous Cappadocia sunrise.
That'll be it for today. Good night!
If you guys want to book this hotel, you can find the best prices on planning.com. We'll leave the link in the description.
If you've never heard of Planning, it's a hotel booking platform where you can find recommendations from travel creators like us and discounts of up to 40% off on hotels worldwide.
On Planning, you're not just reading reviews from random people, you're reading them from pre-approved travelers, just like us.
Planning is powered with the hotel inventory of Booking.com, so you can be sure that you're gonna find so many amazing hotels to choose from.
So if you want to book this hotel, head to the link in our description, create an account so that you can start availing from member exclusive discounts when you book your hotel from today. Good morning, it is now 5:45 in the morning. We are ready to go and watch the sunrise.
I am so sleepy, but the views should be worth it. So
we hope so.
It's obviously a little bit early because it's still dark, but we can see the light coming through a little bit. Oh my god,
That's
a
good.
cat. Beautiful. The sun's starting to come up a little bit. We are deciding to watch it today from the rooftop of our hotel because it does have like a section to watch it. So I'm really excited. We're gonna set up. Let's do it. One more thing. Obviously the main thing is the balloons going up. You're meant to see this like fill up with balloons, not just see the sunrise. So it's sunrise plus balloons. So yeah. I am speechless. Absolutely amazing. Totally lives up to the hype. I think there's still more balloons to go up though, so it's gonna be even more amazing, but from my side, so worth it. So worth the trip.
It is now 6:45 in the morning. The balloons have completely crowded the sky. Of course, there's more people around us, but the views are absolutely stunning. We did notice that some balloons go a little bit lower than others, so slight concerning, maybe yes, maybe not. But either way, the sun is now hitting the balloons from the side, which is awesome. And I don't know, this is really exciting. For some reason, I really like this view. And of course, we did our photo shoot already.
After watching the sunrise, we powered up for the day with some breakfast and got picked up by a tour company as we had booked one of the tours to explore Cappadocia. We visited incredible valleys and even a whole underground city. But you'll have to subscribe to see more from this day as we'll be posting the whole tour in our next video.
The next morning, we woke up at 6 a.m. to watch the sunrise again. This time, there seemed to be less balloons in the air, so it wasn't as impressive as it was the day before, but it was still really beautiful.
We did consider booking a hot air balloon ride, but ended up deciding against it because not only it is priced at 200 euros per person, but also because when we were watching, we noticed lots of balloons flying a little too low for our liking. You can also see here that all the balloons were crowded with people, so even though I'm sure it's an amazing experience, we decided it wasn't worth the money for us. We wanted to tell you guys a little bit more about Cappadocia because since arriving here we've learned so much about the history and it's not at all what we expected.
Cappadocia is known for the balloons, for the sunrises, but in reality there's just so much more to this area than people realize. The first thing is that this whole region is composed by many towns, and Cappadocia in general is a World Heritage Site recognized by UNESCO.
There's a lot of valleys and towns that form Cappadocia, but obviously the most famous one and the key town is Göreme. You probably recognize this name from Instagram. It's where you see all the spots because it is one of the biggest towns, especially for touristic purposes. So this is of course where we would recommend that you stay because there's a lot of hotels, tours, restaurants, etc.
You would probably recognize Cappadocia if you saw a picture of these fairy chimneys. But did you know that this whole area used to be a volcanic area? Millions of years ago, a big volcano exploded over this area, erupted completely in lava, and all of these rock formations were actually solidified lava that over time were eroded with sun, with wind, with water, and these pointy chimney-like structures were then created.
What's also really interesting about it is that the hotels that you find today in caves come from a long-standing history of civilizations actually living inside these rock formations.
What people realized a long time ago when they were fleeing prosecution, this is a whole story that there's no point in going into right now, but they realized that these rock formations can actually be dug into. So they created caves for sheltering purposes, for praying purposes, and today in the hotel where we're staying is built into one of these formations. Of course, it's been built around it as well, but our room, you can see, you can touch the ceiling and it's these formations.
So one of the best things about coming to Cappadocia is staying in one of these cave-like hotels, but also learning about this history, about how these people were fleeing and how they built incredible underground towns to live and protect themselves, and it's just like so amazing to see.
And if you want to see more about these towns, we made a different video about the green tour where we went out and explored these towns, especially the underground ones, and we show you how that used to look like, how people used to live inside of these.
So subscribe because that video is coming out next week. But overall, there is just so much more to see in Göreme, in Cappadocia, other than the hot air balloons. You can go to some of these museums, you can trek, there's trekking trails into different valleys, and there's just a lot to learn.
And one thing we didn't expect was for the town of Göreme to be so big and to have so many options of restaurants and cafes. And so what we're gonna do right now is head into the town and show you what that looks like.
Let's go.
That's a restaurant right there. And there are so many like these. This is the main street of Göreme, and as you can see, it's pretty big. There's a lot going on in this town, while at the same time respecting the chimney rock formations, which stick out all throughout the town and make it super charming.
We entered this carpet shop, so I thought it was, but turns out this is a photo shoot spot, and we had to exit swiftly because you cannot wear shoes and you have to pay to take photos. It's 15 euros with your own camera and like a lot more if you want someone else to take drone footage and whatnot. But this is really common here, the Instagram spots. In fact, we just found this photographing service, and this morning I swear I was like looking at an influencer's Instagram and she had spots here, here, like photos. So if you're into photo shoot, I mean, there's options and it's a pretty beautiful place, but not our thing. And speaking of photo shoots, we also came across these cars that are up for rent and people take them for photos, which is so funny. But at this point in the day, we were quite hungry and we went to a restaurant called Mosaic, which was recommended by our tour guide from the day before. It's so good. It has so much flavor.
The food was delicious, and we highly recommend adding this restaurant to your itinerary to try traditional food.
In the afternoon, I managed to convince Nas to check out some souvenirs because there's so many cute shops in the town. And after such an exhausting activity, we had to power up with some coffee.
To end our day, we climbed to the top of the town to watch the sunset at the viewpoint. Our last stop of the day was a restaurant called Old Cappadokya, and the food here was so good that it was our second time dining at this restaurant, and we highly recommend it. Oh, it's so delicious. For some reason here in Turkey, they use these things a lot to cook, to heat up the food. And it gives it a special flavor almost. I don't know, it feels really good because it comes always boiling hot. And this is delicious.
This is everything for our adventure in Cappadocia. We loved the town of Göreme and of course the incredible sunrises we watched. We now understand why Cappadocia is in every traveler's bucket list, and we definitely think it is worth the hype.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to watch our next video where we take you with us to one of the most famous tours in Cappadocia. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in our next video.